Everybody. Right. I am waiting for Sarah, Angela. That is. So I'm just waiting. Um, so I'm just waiting for Angela to come on, and we should be okay. Okay. Who's that, Angela? Right. Thank you for watching. Welcome. Um, um, I don't know why I keep losing signal for. I haven't got a clue. Is the box right over there? Yeah. Um, I will get Michelle to look at it in a bit. I can see there's a red button down the bottom. So we are having an internet connection. So we're just waiting and waiting. I'm waiting. Can, can you see me on this show? Like, um, so I don't know what's happening here. So I'm still here, waiting like a puppet. It's a puppet on the string. Oh, can you send me an eye? Depends on can you hear me out there? Can I make my ear please? Thank you. I don't know what's happening with my air. It's a nightmare today. Can you hear me? Say hi. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, so welcome to Talking Life. My name is called Steve. Angela is gone out for the night on the Razataz. I'm waiting for her to come up. Um,
Yes, carry on. You're doing really
uh,
well, Steve. Yeah, please carry on.
Except for one. Anyway, I will.
Your audio is terrible, so I'll take over if I may. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I am sorry for the delay. Talking live at 7. Welcome, welcome. Slightly delayed today. Finished work and I just needed to eat. Okay. I just needed to eat and I haven't. Normally, my ritual is I come in, have a shower, and have a little, G&T. This is what I get today. Cup of tea in a Greg's mug. And normally I have my, Fridays at 7 ritual, and I didn't have enough time, so I just put a splash of cold water to freshen the eyes, and I thought I'll have that toast. So I did 2 toasts instead, and so this is my basically supper. If you know the spinach and cream for Marks and Spencer's, I am like biggest fan. I can eat that as it is. So I thought 2 toasts, spinach and cream, voila, that's brilliant. Healthy, right? I just love spinach. So I'm thinking, I hope there's no bits and pieces in my teeth. This me giving you all the big smile with spinach stuck in my teeth. So I have quickly nourished myself, and that tea is gonna go down so well. Let me just check. Oh my God, this is heaven. This is heaven. Tea after a toast and spinach is actually something else. I mean, keep life simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. How are you all? And have you been listening to the radio, or have you been glued to the TV, watching about the funeral procession, that longest queue, waiting period, people getting soaked and hot and cold and all bothered, but in the name of love, it's all right. When we get married, what's going to happen when we get married? You cannot remarry, Steve. You're already a happily married man. I don't get this. It's interesting, actually. Why do people, or men, maybe men and women, why do they approach other people when they are already married themselves? Or they have a significant other, or a toy boy or a toy girl, or a bit on the side in the weekend, or a bit of, homosexuality, tucked in somewhere. I mean, whatever your taste buds dictate, whatever you get up to, why do you do it if you're already attached? I don't know. Interesting question. I get approached by somebody. No, not I get approached. This is not the right way of saying it. But I have in the past been approached by men whose wives are, facing pregnancy. And they suddenly they're chatting you up like they want to resume or initiate a relationship with you. And you think, why? I saw you get married the other year, and I'm sure you are happily married, and now kid on the way. So why approach? People are very strange. Mr. Beer, I don't understand why you want to marry me. You're already a happily married man. And plus, I have already said I have like a very long queue. It may not be long queue as our beloved, Queen Elizabeth II, but there is a queue indeed, and you just have to join in that queue like the rest of them. So you keep saying that I am searching for men. No, I am not searching for men. There is a queue, and I'm simply just going through the queue. There is a vetting process happening. Just to save you from queuing up, Steve. No, it's not going to happen. So, how are you all? Welcome to Talking Live. What is today's subject? One may wonder. One doesn't know themselves. No, I do. I didn't have a chance to create the poster because life has been beautifully busy, and I just didn't get round to it because sleep and socializing was more important than creating a poster. That's not true, but I just thought, I'm just gonna be courageous and say that. So today's topic, I didn't want to deviate. Remember last Friday, it had only been a day that our beloved Queen had passed. And that was kind of shock to the system. I wanted to go the very next morning, and I really wanted. I don't know, like so many people, I just wanted to be there for whatever reason. But I have always respected the Queen, and I love her. I love the way in her tiny shoulders she bears so much information and decision making, and making the right decision, and holding steady to the character she has portrayed, not only to a few nations locally, but on a global scale. It's a huge task. It's not the consistency in the character. It requires strong discipline. I'm sure you agree. But she did it even in her 90s. And a lot of people who are going into central London, into the city, to pay respects, just to have a glimpse for few seconds, just to pay that respect, and perhaps just utter thank you, and then move on after waiting for 24 hours, maybe 17 hours on your feet or whatever. What drives the humanity to, you know, be part of such a courageous act, just to be part of that event? It kind of makes you fall in love with humanity. So my topic is going to be very focused on how much we can influence through love and consistency in our character. People may hate you, love you, talk behind your back, be envious of you, be whatever. All kind of emotions need to be experienced, because if those emotions are not experienced, then we simply won't evolve. They are a little bit like, how we say about children, let them fall. Let them get hurt a little bit so they know for next time, right? So if we don't experience those heartaches and loves and magic and, laughter and laughing till you cry, or really getting envious over somebody who has what you have, or just being, or just, I don't know, being greedy, or being loathful for whatever reason. See, all of those emotions, they need to be experienced, right? So that's what I look at life as. It doesn't really matter what you are experiencing right now, but what is the reason behind that emotion? If you can just maintain your character according to your foundations, which you will understand if you look within more often, then you will truly experience the magic of life. So, what is the topic of today? Love and consistency in your character is the way to influence, is basically roundabout that I'm going to talk about, and why it's important to be consistent. Most of you might have been listening, regularly to the radio. My heart has been, tuned into the radio waves, and I'm listening and thinking, what is happening at the moment? I'm listening to Heart a lot because they give, all the stations are giving very good updates, and it's just that's the only channel that is, acceptable for the colleagues and for my clients. So I just keep it on the same channel and listen and get the updates. But of late, they're putting a pause on the queuing so that they can. I think the queuing has resumed again, but I think they were going to put a 6 hours gap or break so that they can monitor the flow a bit better. Because don't forget, in the height of the morning of the funeral, while most of you will be tucked in bed, but the people who have to parade, who have to manage, who have to make sure that all the people are safe, crowd control, securities, street pastors, police, community officers, we will all be getting up at silly o'clock in the morning to prepare the biggest event of the year, probably, or biggest event globally, I think, wouldn't you say? So I have something very, very important to share with you. I was prepared, right? I was prepared to go overnight, even tonight after talking live. I was going to go and prepare my bag, have 2 thermoses and 2 of everything, sandwiches, crackers, cheese, all of that, right? And I thought, I'm just going to spend the night out there. Whether I join any queue or not, I am just going to go there. And, something really, it fascinated me that how people have made friends, because obviously, you're standing in the same queue for so long, and there has been some, a form of camaraderie uh, aroused out of strangers, because we're all in the same cause. When there is a event like that, whether it's war, whether it's a death of a great human being, everybody just comes together and be one. Why can't we be one any other day? Wouldn't it be lovely if we can be like that all the time? But I think it would also be a bit boring because there'd be no drama, right? But I love the beauty of people becoming friends because they happen to be waiting in the same queue. And how beautiful! I mean, I am so like, even after the death, the Queen is still influencing people to unite under love. Don't forget, the Queen was the head of the church, head of the church. And church is all about love and serving others, right? And we serve much better when our heart and mind are in the right place. If we have loads of personal unresolved issues, we are probably are not going to efficiently help others, right? But when our hearts and minds are in the right place, when we have worked on ourselves and we are living the life to how we want to live, then you will find that love will overflow and it will contaminate others without even you lifting a finger. Because I have experienced that. When you ooze love, others smile and they want to be part of that. I ooze love and sexiness and perfection, and people are just drawn to me, really. I thought I'd add a little proud note there. I know some of you think I'm crazy, so I have to live up to my character. Obviously, I'm a very humble person. or I try to be, I hope you share stories of your visit to the city and how you paid your respects with our lovely Steve Beer. Perhaps we can have like um, uh, a page or a post dedicated to, your comments and of the event. It's a huge event. I was willing to stay the overnight and do the whole, um, the whole. This somebody keeps messaging me. Go away. Oh, it's a friend who doesn't realize I'm talking live. Most of my friends know I am on talking live, so they just leave me alone, which is wonderful. So now you must be thinking, so if I'm not staying overnight in the city like most people, what's changed? Now, I think I need a cup of tea, or maybe a sip of tea. I'm missing my GNT. I can't remember the last time I had a good drink. Actually, it was Saturday. Saturday, I had 4 drinks, Prosecco's and whiskey. Oh my God, it was wonderful. I have become so busy for the past 2 weeks. I haven't had time to drink. Would you believe it? Haven't had time. No GNT for like over 2 weeks. This is sacrilege. It really is. I'll stick to Earl's Grey for now. Tea is lovely out of proper cup, but when I talk too much, the tea gets cold and I don't enjoy it. And I don't like reheating the tea. It just tastes horrible. Maybe once, but sometimes I end up doing it 3 times and it's yuck. So you have to just make it again. I am a little bit tired, but I have had the most amazing news. And I was thinking, no matter what happens, I'm gonna go to the city on my own. I'm gonna do it. And I was going to. I mean, tonight I was actually packing up to go, but then I had a call. I have been, amongst other people, I volunteered. I don't work bank holidays, but I volunteered with the transport company that if I am needed to assist in any form, like supporting staff or driving or whatever, in order to assist with the Queen's funeral, I would love to help, and I would even love to be support support person in whatever form it may be needed. So we are only going to be driving first thing in the morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we will be chauffeuring the police officers who are going to be gathering at one location. And we will be, a number of coaches will be taking the police officers in the heart of the city. And we will be, in the comfort of our driving coaches. And I was like, this can't be real. This cannot be real. We are going to be part of the operations where we're directly assisting the police in going to where they need to go. But we will be in the city. I wonder if we will get great views, or we'll get a glimpse of someone. I'm so excited because I really was. disappointed with myself that I didn't go Saturday morning like I had planned. But I had event, a very important event on Saturday. I was meeting your friend first time after COVID, and I was really looking forward to it. And in the morning, I thought it's going to be a late event, and I don't want to be spending half a day in London. I'll be exhausted for the event on Saturday, so I thought I'll do it later. Sunday wasn't possible. Then Monday to Friday, I was working. I've just finished work. And today, I know that I am going to be in the heart of the city, assisting police operations um, on our beloved Queen's funeral. How cool is that? So I am humbled, and we're going to be like getting up. I'm going to be up 1 o'clock in the morning in order to go to our coach location 2 o'clock in the morning in order to meet at our rendezvous for just after 2ish. And so we will be from 2 o'clock in the morning, just like all the people who are parading and playing all kind of instruments, all the police operations who are managing the entire funeral. People are not going to be sleeping because they've got too much to do. I probably will get 2 hours sleep because I can't sleep any earlier. But I am going to try to maybe go to bed, I don't know, 5 o'clock, and see if I can sleep a little bit in order to get up for 1 o'clock. But my natural time isn't that early. So we'll see what happens. I am just going to sleep as much as possible to stay up all night after midnight. I think I'll get up about midnight. So to be part of this huge event, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I know it's not a celebratory event. In a way, it is. We had a queen who lived and reigned over us for 70 years, and she contributed so much love and affection, and she's learned so much. And as she learned in her younger years, she shared that information, influenced others to be better than they are today. I think it's all right. I think we should be proud. And all the people that I know, there are so many people who say, I'm not a royalist, but that person was a great human being. And it's amazing, isn't it? Look how thousands of people are going into the city to pay respect, to pay respect to somebody they may not have even met. Look at the power of love. Look at the power of beautiful, just beautiful character that one has. It's just amazing, isn't it? If you just take a moment and reflect how somebody can influence thousands and thousands of people, not because of their position, but because what they do while they're in that position. So she was an extraordinary woman because she did ordinary things. Now, one of the episodes that I did on Talking Life, it was fall in love with normality. Crave for normal human beings, crave for normal connections, crave for people who change, who do normal things and do extraordinary things. And like the Queen, she was an extraordinary woman because of her, where she was born, and in the family she was raised. She was, she, she had a privileged upbringing. Would you say that? privilege. Was it privilege when we were, during the wars? We all endured hardship, including the Queen and her family. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what your financial position is or your status is what you do while you're in that position or in that status. She, in her powerful state, she actually made a difference doing ordinary things. So you could be a perfectly normal, ordinary person, and you could do a number of extraordinary things. And all extraordinary things come out of love, because love has the highest frequency. We are so affected by the emotion of love and affection. That being oh, okay, Steve, I got your message, thank you. So being in the I've lost my flow now, Steve. I shouldn't have read that. I should have finished. So I going back to being normal. I said in my previous episode that it's very. I mean I talked about how, because I do a care towards um, people who have Alzheimer, dementia, epilepsy, ADH. And a lot of us communicate through our behavior. People who don't have the full capacity to communicate otherwise. So we use our, weird behaviors to attract attention because we don't have the ability to uh, communicate otherwise. And I was sharing that there are so many parents who go through that and do such a marvelous job, but they would love to, people to see their children as normal children, because it's perfectly normal for a child to have disability. That doesn't mean they can't think. That doesn't mean they don't know how to, their feelings don't get hurt because you are looking at them strangely. They have, they have feelings. They have IQ, probably more than an average person. But sometimes it is, people crave to just have normal people. There were a couple of parents I was helping, and they had the most stunning, I mean, that person could be a model. He was so gorgeous. And even I thought, oh, wouldn't it be so lovely if he was normal, and he would have had God knows how many girlfriends and how many friends, because he's just so beautiful to look at. Normal ones. But he was still a beautiful human being because he communicated the most beautiful love, the way he would give you his full attention when he spoke with you. I mean, he was an incredible human being. He obviously still lives, but because I have no dealings with them, I am using the past tense. This is incredible how normal human beings can be super extraordinary. Most of you may think, I live a life of a pauper. I'm unhappy because nobody loves me and I don't have money, and man or women or partner requires money, or they won't be impressed by me. I disagree with all of that. I do disagree with all of that. I have courted uh, with men who had nothing. I have gone out with guys who had too much of everything, and they both love the same way. It really to look at material things and finances do not dictate how you will love another human being. Our queen, in her own wonderful way, showed affection to so many people through ordinary acts. There were so many people, I'm sure, if she would love to have said hello to each and every one of us. It's not possible because she was already a very busy person. She can't, she can't meet every single one person. But when she went to Scotland, for example, there are loads of stories coming out of Scotland how she used to regularly chat to so many people, and people loved her, and she was allowed to just get away from the London's limelight and be more herself, and the local people actually gave her the space to live like a normal person, temporarily as it may be. And it's wonderful. I think I've always said that. You know, there is good and bad everywhere, yes. But most of the human beings are wonderful human beings. They are capable of loving and be kind in such extraordinary way that we cannot comprehend. But it's why we can't comprehend, because we only see snippets of that courageous and beautiful and perfect love in events like this one, or during the war, when everybody just comes together and everybody's a brother and everybody's a sister, apart from obviously if you're sleeping with them. But human beings are wonderful creatures, really, and the ones who are not, they have had difficult pasts, perhaps, or maybe their genetics are a little bit messed up. Their chromosomes quite didn't connect the way everybody else's. But you know what? That shouldn't allow us to treat anybody differently. That person, that unique identity of that person, makes the world interesting, does it not? And we can learn so much about life and being ordinary and creating an extraordinary influence. It is possible. Don't think, you're sitting in your corner and you're just watching the telly and you have nobody or whatever. Just change your thought. If you want to change anything about your life, change your thinking. That's the start. Look how incredible the event, the meeting place, the hub, the community. It's almost like the Queen on her final journey injected more love and hopefulness into our nations, into the United Kingdom and global, I'm sure. So, how do we achieve ordinary things? Or how do we achieve extraordinary things while we are living ordinary life? It is possible. Because I live every day, I have almost a perfect day. It's always a perfect day, really. I'm just being just plus and minus somewhere. Most of my days are just simply full of bliss. And I love just getting up in the morning and doing my chores and living a life. And then I've developed a new ritual where I swim before I go to bed. And no, I don't have a swimming pool. My local gym is very close by, and last night even we went for a choir practice, and I thought, yes, I've got half an hour. I can quickly go and have that half an hour swim. I managed 25 minutes of swim, plus and minus change. And I really enjoyed it. It is so wonderful to have a quick swim and then go to bed. Absolutely fabulous. So every day is a perfect day for me. And I am just overjoyed that I am going to be, whether I see anything or not, I am going to be in the heart of the city Monday morning at silly o'clock, and I don't care. I am going to be part of that historical event, and I can say, yes, I did that. I remember my papa used to say, because he was helping the police force. He was one of the special officers, they call them. They were volunteers, people who could not, for medical reasons, get into the police force. So they were all present at Princess Diana's funeral, and it was always like a memorable occasion. I was there, and so I am going to be able to say the same. I was there doing this, and I'm going to have loads of pictures, and I'll do a few Facebook lives if I'm allowed. We'll see what happens. I will share it, of course. If you want to see my live events, you can follow my Facebook, and I probably will share it on LinkedIn as well. But most likely on Facebook will be the quickest one. And if you do want to follow me or connect with me, it's Angela B. Spragg. Please do connect. And if you want to share, your condolences, we'll share the link here. There is an online condolences link going on. I shared it on my Facebook. If you can't find it, just go on my Angela B. Spragg and you will see the link, and I'll share it here on Crossroads Podcast UK as well. So we will not have Mr. Beer at the end of my talking live because there are some technical issues. So it's such a shame because I like my little, ending with Mr. Beer's comments, and it's always joyful to sort of get his feedback after each show. But never mind. So there was a comment earlier, where's the wine? Indeed, where's the wine? I normally have my gin and tonic. It's a thing that I do. I mean, I haven't discovered any alcohol that I don't like. I mean, I love ales, I love Guinness, I love whiskey, wine, Prosecco, G&T. So Friday is a G&T thing, Prosecco, I drink it like water, so I tend to leave it on odd occasions, on certain occasions. Red wine, yes, I can drink that like water too. I get very amorous with red wine, so I drink it only in the presence of when somebody is looking after me and watching how much I drink. Because I just want to... Oh. Anyway, moving on. And whiskey, I love whiskey. Another alcohol beverage that I can drink effortlessly. So, and no, I do not have alcohol problems. I just don't have time to drink them. Life is busy and life is fabulous. It's amazing. It's amazing the love that is being poured into our country after all that COVID shenanigans. It's lovely. It is super lovely to have our city full of love, where people are uniting and people are making friends, and we are all thinking about how wonderful our queen was and is. We keep her memories alive because look how many people are, touched by her love and her extraordinary love in ordinary people, making those people extraordinary still. See how the cycle keeps going. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're planted. Thrive in your environment. Make your environment work for you. Consistency is the key. If we can take away anything from the Queen, is that consistent character, that consistent steadiness, that consistent kindness, that consistency in love and forgiveness and learning from each other and, you know, helping each other to rise. We can take great lessons from our beloved Queen. Um, I just, uh, I just love her. I just think I was actually thinking, oh, there are going to be another three women. Because remember when Margaret Thatcher was, selected to be the prime minister, and there was a prime minister in India, Indira Gandhi. There was a prime minister, a female prime minister in Pakistan, Bhatti, and then the Queen. And there were like four women. I'm sure there were more women. They were all like, I was a young girl when this was happening, and my dad used to say, oh my God, women are ruling the world. He wasn't worried because he loved women. And it was like, and I was thinking about the Queen. I thought, now we have another lady prime minister in India, and she's from, let's say, not your upper class. She's from a working class or the lowest class, I believe, if I haven't read her full story. But I see her such an ordinary person in people's views and achieving incredible things. Wow. That is beautiful. And I thought, so we've got female in India, we've got female in New Zealand, and we've got another female now in the UK, and our Queen. I was thinking another four women. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. And then Angela Merkel, she was the Chancellor for so many years. She did an incredible job. And not taking, anything away from the males. Males have dominated leadership, and it's lovely to share a bit of that power. I love men in power as much as I love women in power. I love balance even more. So it is, a beautiful legacy our Queen has left behind. And I think we can learn so much about consistency in whatever you do. I am consistently going to drink G&T here every Friday. The reason why I'm not drinking wine, my dear listener, I am not. I didn't get to know who you are. The reason why I didn't have wine or any alcohol last Friday because I went to observe the street pastors in Epsom, and I absolutely loved it. So what street pastors do, they're like volunteers from like local churches, and all different churches come together, and they go into the Friday night when all the clubbers are out, and it's to help the clubbers get home safely, make sure they're safe, getting into cabs, make sure there is no fights and so on, and little bit of love, and because it's connected with the church. And this is what Jesus did. Whatever religion you follow, every religion tells you about kindness and love. This is the only way forward. And once you start to love you and be kind to you, that's when you'll experience the fullness of love. And I am loved by so many people. It's just so contagious. I love and I am loved. And don't forget, the universe always works in twos, yin yang, positive, negative, happy, sad. And some people say, what has God done? This is only happening to me. Everything. I shared a post. I think it was today. I think it was today. But anyway, you can see it on my social media. It's life will expose you to so many emotions because that's how we evolve. The more emotions we experience, the more scenarios we experience, the more we travel and interact and engage and have heated discussions and beautiful discussions and tolerate each other and love one another. This is how we learn what humanity is all about, life's all about. What is it? Why do we go through these things? Why do we need to go through these things? Because otherwise you won't evolve. Because if you stay absolutely still, you'll stagnate and die. The whole point of life is to live and expose yourself. Not like expose yourself in a humiliating way and get arrested. No, I mean exposing yourself and be vulnerable and say, I am not afraid of getting hurt. I really should apply that lecture to me as well. Because when it comes to love, I'm like, my shield come down is like, you will not hurt me. And then I did put my shield up and I thought, I'm going to be vulnerable. I am just going to get hurt and I don't care. And actually, I didn't get hurt. I dumped the person. You are not hurting me. You get dumped. So, yes, I will admit I have those issues because I just think I haven't got time for dramas. Yeah, dramas can be fun, but where relationships concerned, it's a bit boring because I want to live and be excited with somebody. I want to enjoy life and I don't want to have stupid, oh, you didn't make time for me and all this jealousy and all that stuff. I haven't got time for all that, you know. But then again, when you find your match, you will be on different frequency altogether. I just find love and life and kindness and transparency is so beautiful. It's just wonderful. Try, it's amazing actually because if you choose to be transparent all the time, okay, you may not, you may find it a little bit difficult, but I've always been like this. It's kind of like built in. I can't be any other way but the way I am now. And I have been like that for, as far as I can remember. Yes, being truthful, I'm not saying unkind truthful, but having that character to abide by really is fun. Because you are, this is what I mean by consistency in your character. We love the Queen because she was so consistent in so many ways. She was consistently, she was consistent in about just being fun. Just being fun, like she did the Paddington Bear, and she did the 007. I couldn't believe it. I thought, that's not the Queen, surely. She was just outrageous. I love her for that. I've loved her for that. And she was full of fun. She was always buzzing. She was in her 90s and she was still living it, Why? Why can't we all be like that? I can guarantee life is fun when you adopt my mentality. If you do want tips or coaching from yours truly, please do connect. You can always leave messages with Steve Beer. He's very kind. He manages communication really, really well. And you can, we will not be able to, if there are any comments, cannot read them today because Mr. Beer's tech issues are still ongoing. So all I will say, if you are listening, thank you so much for being present. And I think 7 o'clock is a little bit tight for me now. I was going to change it to 8 or 9 o'clock, because Steve said it's going to be all right. 9 is too late, because once or twice a month I will hopefully be doing street pastoring, and if I get accepted, I've applied, which I probably will get accepted, but fingers crossed. And it's a volunteering opportunity to volunteer towards community, and I love community projects. So if you want to run some ideas, if you want to have coaching, if you are struggling with what is happening right now, and so many people are, overwhelmed by the loss, if you do want to speak to us, Crossroads podcast, we provide a wonderful platform. Steve would love to help. I would love to help. Please connect, and if you need a chat, please just leave a message. We would love to. Sometimes just a conversation is all that we need, isn't it? You may be alone, and you may not have anybody to talk about this event, what's happening, and you may just want human to human chat. Please contact us. We would love to see what we can do for you. If you have, if you've visited the city and you want to share your experiences, perhaps we can encourage Steve to open up a page where we can share everything, like what we've done and where we were, pictures, messages. I don't know. Maybe he will do that, but I think it's a great idea. But I will surely update you on Monday, because I will be in the city helping the police officers get to where they need to get to, and I am absolutely thrilled about it. I probably won't be able to sleep, but I am going to see if I can get a few winks so I can be up, probably midnight, and I'll be racing to go. I'll be like, can't wait. So it's almost time to end. We have about 3 minutes. I just want to give you my humble gratitude for being present on Talking Live, for listening to me, for supporting Crossroads podcast. We always have a number of shows happening. Steve Beer just does, and his team does a great job in engaging with so many people globally. So it's a wonderful platform. Would you like to perhaps hold your chat shows? Perhaps you can talk to Steve about that and see how he can assist. There are a number of charities that, Steve is involved with. Please connect to see what they're all about. We only have the last quarter of this year. So many things have happened. The greatest event of all is the Queen's passing, and this is to celebrate her life. And yes, it is a loss. And I think she's not done too bad, giving us such a long length of service. And really, nobody's going to give her a medal to say, well done. But we're giving her medals by being present, by just waiting for 10 hours, 24 hours, just to say thank you. I think that is a good medal, isn't it? So whatever you're going through, please share it with us. Is there a particular topic you may like us to discuss? Perhaps send us a message, and we would love to do a little research and give a personal perspective, or even invite somebody for a chat. I've got a number of people, guests, who will be coming because of all the things that have been happening for the past few months. I am probably delayed by a month at least, so I had to rehash my schedule, but we've got a few guests always coming on Crossroads podcast. So thank you once again. Have a wonderful weekend, and whatever you do, do it with love and kindness, and stay very consistent in your character, be it fun and frolics. Fun and frolics is a good idea. That's my motto. So take care, have a fun weekend, and don't forget, on Monday, I'll be in the city. Watch my social media for more highlights from the city. Take care. Have a good night. Lots of love from Talking Life on Crossroads Podcast UK. God bless. Boop, boop.